So now that you've seen what type of land that we invest in, how to find motivated sellers, what the benefits are, all of that, what do we do when it's actually time to sell them? We have these properties, but what do we do now? Are we going to list them with an agent? What happens here? So the reality is that we actually rarely list a property with an agent. There's certain exceptions and things that come along where it makes sense. But in the 1,000+ deals that we've done, only a handful have ever been listed with a real estate agent. So that's really not one of the things that we focus on or even talk about at all. What we do talk about is three different areas that you can list or sell a property on. And two of them are free. So that's great. And the other one is very minor expense and has a lot of upside for you. So the first one that's free is Facebook Marketplace. So you put properties out on Facebook Marketplace. Perhaps you bought or sold something on there. You can put property out just the same. And if your marketing is good and if the advertising is good, the pictures are good and all of that, then you're able to get buyers from there. We have many people that have come to us and bought properties through Facebook Marketplace. Now, one of the things that you have to remember here is that you need to list the property where it is, not where you are. So you want to make sure that that's set up right when you are going to list the property. But we have sold many properties through Facebook Marketplace, and it's completely free, and you can list as many as you want. Right now, we have dozens out there for sale, and that's something that we use regularly. Now, Facebook Marketplace is not necessarily the best place to sell higher end properties, but if you're talking about 10, 15, 20, $25,000 properties, we sell them there all day long. And we have sold higher end properties as well. It's just not as much as other areas. Another one that we use that's also free is Craigslist. And you may sit there and say, Craigslist, who uses Craigslist anymore? 10 years ago, we sold the vast majority of our properties on Craigslist. That's not the case anymore, but Craigslist still does make sense for certain demographics. So, what are those? One, people that are older. They tend to prefer Craigslist over Facebook Marketplace. Now, some of them are on Facebook, but the vast majority of them are used to Craigslist, and that's still where they go to look for things. So if you're in an area where you're selling properties to maybe an older demographic, then you want to be looking at Craigslist. Another one that likes that for whatever reason is Spanish speaking people, particularly those who are Mexican. So if you're talking about people that have come from Mexican descent, those who have moved here, whatever it may be, and are looking at those areas for, again, they really like Craigslist. That we have seen that over time. So if you're working with either of those two demographics, if you're working with an area where they make up a good part of the buyers, especially those southern states, right? It's warm near the Mexican border. So obviously down there, if you're working in those areas, then Craigslist is a great tool. And even if you're not, you still want to use Craigslist because, again, it's free and you just never know. It only takes minutes to get a property out for sale. The third one is not free, but it's cheap, and that is putting it on the MLS through a flat fee service. They usually cost about $100. They're very cheap. And what it does is it not only gets it on the MLS, but it also syndicates it out to other websites. So some of those may include Realtor.com, Zillow, Trulia, Land.com, Homes.com, things like that. And I specifically mentioned Homes.com, even though we're talking about vacant land, because earlier today I had a lead come to me from that. Somebody saw the property land on Homes.com and reached out about it because the MLS syndicated it out there. So again, for only about $100 per property, you're able to use that and put those things out there. So that is how we sell the vast majority of our properties. Those three methods, again, two of them are free. And again, the other one is cheap for what it is. So again, if you're hearing this and you're saying, man, this is great. I want to do this. I want to get started. I'm ready to get going. Then jump into our Jumpstart course. Check it out. The Land Investing Jumpstart, How to Get Started Flipping Land course. The description for that is, the link for that is in the description down below. Check that out, get going, and start on this land investing journey.